Most business people know one thing for sure, or for certain, and that is you can never be certain, you can never be sure. How do people deal with uncertainty? And is it better to be prepared than to be certain, or are these just two sides of the same coin? My name is Mwenesi, and this is Get Yours. One major lesson that I have learned from being in business or being self-employed or an entrepreneur is that you can never be sure what tomorrow will bring. Most of the time, you will start your day feeling very optimistic and you know that for sure today is going to be the day when I make my breakthrough. But by about 10 o'clock in the morning, you're feeling, a little bit less certain. And by lunchtime, you're thinking, okay, maybe I should probably go back and polish up my CV. And then in the afternoon, something happens that gives you a little bit of hope. And by 4 o'clock, you've kind of gone back to where you were at 10 in the morning. And this roller coaster of emotions and situations where you're not quite sure what the next day is going to bring is a feature of business. Anybody who's in business or in entrepreneurship can testify to this, crazy emotional roller coaster that is uncertainty. And how do you keep your wits about yourself? How do you stay focused? How do you remain on path? How do you remain, on the main agenda without, losing your mind or going completely crazy? I believe that a lot of it has to do with your ability to be prepared. I've spoken about this in several forums about how important it is to be prepared rather than just chasing your agenda, chasing your end game, and chasing your objective. You have to have a contingency. You have to know that at any given point in time, the spectrum of success or failure could be from here to here, and you need to be comfortable playing within that space. Okay, being able to play within that space is very important because knowing that at some point things could go horribly wrong and things could go very, very well, and knowing that there's all of this gap in between allows you the fortitude and the mental preparation to play within those areas and to be prepared should any of those eventualities happen. Now, I'm not just talking about mental preparation, but I'm also talking about physical preparation as well. One has to be in a position where you are financially, emotionally, and physically ready to deal with whatever it is that is going to happen. I know that we have to be the eternal optimists and we must be able to stay positive and grounded. However, things do go wrong, and when things happen that are contrary to what you expected, you must be in a position to deal with those situations and not bury your head in the sand and say, you know what, I can't believe this has happened, I can't believe I'm in this position, and so on and so forth. Burying your head in the sand and not accepting that as well as things could go, things could also go the other way is a sure way to get yourself mentally jaded, is a sure way to get yourself unfocused, because when challenges happen, those who are ready for those challenges and not necessarily ready, oh my God, yes, I was waiting for this challenge. I mean, those who are, in a position where they could accept, they could deal with what was able to come, are not going to be thrown off course. And one of the biggest issues when it comes to entrepreneurship or any kind of goal achievement for that matter is being thrown off course, being distracted. You've set your path this way, and yet because something happens, you now deviate, and you deviate completely, and you forget that, the main agenda was this agenda, right? So guys, wherever it is that you are, be comfortable with uncertainty. I don't mean, look forward to failures and challenges and setbacks, but put yourself in a situation where you are comfortable and you are mentally and emotionally prepared to accept that as well as things can go, things can also go the other way. That way, number one, you won't be so jaded when the setback happens, and number two, you're not going to be distracted and thrown off course. How do you become mentally and emotionally prepared? Start to visualize what will happen when things do go wrong. As much as you can visualize and imagine how things will be when they go right, imagine a situation where you're faced in that moment with a setback. You're faced with a challenge. Prepare it in your mind, play it over and over, and ask yourself, should X happen, what will I do? Should Y happen, what will I do? Play out these scenarios. It's called scenario planning. Play out these scenarios in your head such that you're not in a position to be completely despondent when the actual thing does happen. Okay? I wanted to share this with you because I know that many of us, especially during this COVID period, are dealing with a lot of uncertainty, and we don't have much of a positive outlook on life. And I want to encourage those who are dealing with things to keep their head up and understand that as much as setbacks do happen, if you are mentally and emotionally prepared, then you will be in a much better position to take action and to get up and get going when things get tough. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Keep sharing, keep watching, keep subscribing. I hope that this period of uncertainty is not too much for you, and that as comfortable as you are with uncertainty, that you will be comfortable making a success out of life. My name is Mwenesi, and this is Get Yours.